Howdy, howdy, everybody, and welcome back. So, we've got a couple fields that are ready for second application of fertilizer. So, we're going to hop in. I actually went ahead and grabbed Phoenix. Kind of ridiculous to use this truck for doing this, but, and why not? But I've got the fertilizer buggy on the truck, or behind the truck, and we're going to go get these fields fertilized. So, let's hop in. First field that we're going to be fertilizing is actually this guy right here. Um, this field, we actually ended up planting it in red beet. Um, as you see, we're 75% yield bonus, 50% fertilized. Once we get it fertilized, it's going to bring that up quite a bit. And the next field we've got to fertilize is our poplar field. Now, our poplar field, we actually went ahead and plowed it, spread lime, fertilized. Oh, hang on. It's showing 100%. I thought, all right. So that one, field number 2 needs fertilized. What was it? I guess it's just field number 2 that needs fertilizer. All right. Well, we're going to get it fertilized, and we will see what else we can get accomplished today. So let's see what we got. But so, as you guys know, I played FS22 before I started playing 25. And there were things on 22 that I liked better than on 25, at least at start. Um, for one, the uh, uh, doing forestry work was, in all honesty, in my opinion, easier on 22 than it is on 25. It's gotten a little bit better with a couple of the last patches on 25, but some of the things I liked better on 22. One is when you go to pull the chainsaw out, you can do it with the scroll of your mouse. Whereas here on 25, it is uh, using the keys, using 1, 2, 3. Um, so that's one of the things I liked about 22 better. Now, one of the things I like about 25 better is the built-in GPS that's actually set to the fields. I do like that better. I like having that. Um, Now, one of the ways I got around that on 22 was GPS steering, and what I liked about doing using that was GPS steering made it easy for making fields because you just set your heading of whatever you want, and it would keep you straight. Now we have, I think it's extended vehicles. I think is what it's called. Um, I'm probably just about to run out. Enhanced vehicles. Enhanced vehicles. You can go through with that to set up a heading, and you can use that for making fields. That's what I did. What I used, or what I use whenever I'm combining a bunch of fields together. Um, like on U.S. Flatlands map, that's what I did. So, but but here's one of the issues of a long wheelbase vehicle in a short wheelbase trailer. When you're backing up, um, you can never catch back up with the trailer. It's super easy to jackknife, and it makes things quite interesting. But so that's one of the downsides of a long wheelbase like this truck is. This truck is the double extended wheelbase. Um, if I was to guess, um, just looking at it, I would guess at that being like a 300-inch wheelbase. Um, Maybe not quite 300, but actually, no, it might very well be. But um, typical trucks, semis, at least here in the States, um, trucks that you would see companies buy, they got the small sleeper on them, like a Freightliner, International, even some of the, well, Volvos are a little bit longer. Pete's, Kenworths, they're a little bit longer, but the typically the Freightliners and Internationals and whatnot you see, they're like, shoot, 230 ish, 230, 240. Your Kenworths and your Pete's, Volvos, will get up into the 260s on the top end um, before you get into stretched trucks. So, and this truck or this frame is definitely stretched. Um, I don't know. That might be about a 280-inch wheelbase. I mean, it is a little bit long, but not as long as I was thinking it was. But either which way, I mean, so I got myself off on a rant and a tangent and whatnot. But yeah, whenever you get into long wheelbase trucks or vehicles pulling a short wheelbase trailer, you run into where when you're trying to back up, uh, the trailer will want to jackknife on you. And the only thing you can do is pull back forward, straightening out a little bit, and try to get back up underneath it. That's about all you can do with it whenever that happens. So, but I'm going to get this knocked out. It won't take me too long to get taken care of, and then we'll see what else we can get accomplished. All right, so that didn't take me too long to get knocked out. So we got that taken care of, as you can see. Or well, you see me back at the back of the yard. Let me drop this off. I went ahead and picked up a contract for taking care of some weeds in a neighbor's field. Um, I think we'll grab. I think we'll grab the Mercedes. Well, we will grab the Mercedes, the newer of the two. And we'll get that taken care of. So we've got, well, all right, let me take a step back. We have two Mercedes. So we have the U400 and that is the U1600. Okay. So this is like, I think think another name that this had was UMOG. Um, but it's a small little truck. Um, from my understanding, they're very, very capable trucks off road. They're small. The wheels are all the way out at the corners. Uh, they get around really well. Oh, okay, this is my understanding of them. But my only problem is I am a big guy, and I'm not sure that I would fit in it too comfortably. But all right, let's get over to the property that we're going to be taking care of some weeds for. And we'll get this knocked out. Now, I just looked at my log for um, contracts, and I actually had 3 contracts that I did not collect on. So I want to collect on those, mainly just so that I free up those fields, and maybe, hopefully, a couple of those fields I will get to pop back up. Now, I'm going to have to look to see if my header attachment that I have for my Colossus, if it will do peas. Because if it will, I mean, that field's not that far from us. So, um, I went ahead and put a hired hand in that. All right. I actually ended up swapping this out, changing things up, but because I like the camo look on this Colossus better. But let's double check. All right, so vegetable harvester. That looks like peas to me. So we will take on that contract. Field number 5, which is just straight down the road from us. So we will knock that contract out. Now, part of the reason why we do these contracts, we're running the mod Better Contracts. And one of the things with Better Contracts is there's adjustment, or there's settings for it, but you do jobs for the owner of the property, and you can adjust how much, but you'll get a discount on purchasing fields from said owner. And the maximum you can get is a 50% discount, which adds up. It adds up big. So now, one of the things that I've done, or one of the reasons why I repurchased this equipment, was for a couple of the settings. We are still the same working with, but we are wider. You know, I've looked in the cab view of this, and I've looked looking over the different monitors in here, and I look at that one, and it's like, what in the world is it showing? And I still haven't figured it out. But all right. Now, if we were to, if we wanted to, we could change the working width of this header. I am leaving it at stock work width, just because these fields aren't monstrous. doesn't take that long to get them done, especially when you've got your speed or you got the header that allows you to run faster speed. Now, could I just unlock the speed on the other header? Yes, I could. Um, but this one we don't have to do that. Um, so, but we'll get this knocked out. This won't take that long to do, especially with the speed that we got, because we'll actually be able to cruise right at that 55 mile an hour as we're cutting across now. Yeah, we're knocking on 50. No, there we go. So the only thing is you're just barely getting up to speed before you got to start looking at slowing down for into the field. So sorry about that. We're going to get this knocked out and bring you back when we're finishing up these two contracts. I think these are the only two contracts we're going to do this month. Just something to add to what we were already doing on our own fields, so we didn't have just one thing we did. But one of the things with the Colossus Harvester Pack, the Unreal headers, you can change the maximum working width to being 50 meters, which is absolutely massive. And I'll tell you what, it's not really going to hurt nothing to do it. I'll show you guys. Then you can also add guides, and let's alright, so you see the markers out on the edge? That is marker guides to make it easier for you to line yourself up if you don't have either A, you don't have the guided steering on, or you're using it to help you line up for putting a hired hand in. Because you can put a hired hand in with this, and it will work just fine. The only thing is you cannot go full speed. The hired hands top out at 15, 16 mile an hour. I don't know if there's any way of changing that. I have yet to find any way of changing that. I don't know if anybody's released a mod that'll do it, or if there's any settings that you can change or whatnot. But doing this is very, very quick doing it this way. I have used the Colossus Harvester Pack I've used it for mowing. Used it. I've used their regular combines in regular setting. Now the base header for the Colossus Harvester is 17 meters, I think, and I'm talking about the what you would use on grain headers. I don't remember what the base header is on like sunflower. Sunflower, corn, Now that is one of the downsides of the guided steering, is it will try to get you online faster than what you might be set up for. Sometimes if you're just going straight, you're going to uh, line up with the center line faster, or well, smoother than if you use the guided steering. But, all right. So this is an example of why, or how to make things go super fast using this pack, um, using these headers. Uh, makes things super fast, super easy. So now we've got that harvested. Now the peas, it's going to go probably the export place. I don't remember what the first name of it was. We will find out. Yeah, it looks like it. It's going to export. That's the place where we've been transferred most everything. It's going here. With a few exceptions, stuff going to the animal dealer, which is on the right. And then we also had some stuff going to the oil mill. That was on the other side. But now this is something that you can do. You can actually unload straight from the harvester into the delivery point. Okay, there's a tree there. And saw the marker. You might have noticed I currently have a 20% discount on the next field I purchase. Now I'll get another 5% discount once finish up the contract for getting rid of the weeds. So yeah, so that is something you can do with these guys. You can dump straight from the harvester, and when you set these to these unreal 50-meter widths, it definitely makes things go fast. Makes things go fast. So, all right, we are fully repaired now. Actually, all right, I am turning that back to standard width. By putting it at standard width, you lose your markers. But with these, so you'll have all of them will have your standard. Then on this header, you'll have 10 millimeter, 10 meter, 20 meter, and 50 meter unrealistic work widths. Um, I think there's one that, oops, I didn't change it. Customize. One of the Colossus harvester headers, I think it's actually one of the mowers, also has a 5 meter work width, I think. Tell you what, while he's still working on that contract, let's take a peek. Yeah. Um, yeah, 5 meter, 10 meter, 25, and 50. Now, these mowers, it's just a standard 3-point hitch that you put on the front of a tractor, truck, whatever. I've used them on trucks because that's what I tend to use. but you can do up to 50 meters with those. And you can set it to either just drop it where it mows, or you can actually have it windrow it as you're mowing. The problem with having it windrow as you're mowing is you'll have this massive pile of a windrow right underneath your tire or right underneath your vehicle. And if you do stupid stuff like I do, and you're mowing with either this truck right here or with this truck, this truck's even more susceptible to this. Um, what ends up happening is you start skipping across the grass, making contact, losing contact with the ground, and causing you to leave lines on the field that you've missed. So that's one of the downsides for that. But um, is if you're working a lot of land doing that, um, my suggestion is either A, if you're going to use this, get some, work it with something along the lines of a large tractor. And the reason why I'd say go with a large tractor is you got more ground clearance underneath the tractor, and the wheels tend to be further spread apart than on a small tractor. I mean, like, look at this guy. Look at how narrow that is. Look at how low the tractor is. Versus, I'll just look at this Massey. Much more space up, ground clearance, and much wider spacing there. Plus, you get into twin narrows or twin full size. Running a large tractor, doing the 50-meter work with those mowers, you're not going to have the issues of skipping. So, just some food for thought. Now, what I was doing on, actually I don't even remember what map it was I was doing it. What I was using with this is I was using the Titan Harvester Unrealistic forage wagon, because this too can have the 50-meter work with. You can put the guide markers. Plus, this guy, you can set the capacity to a maximum of 5 million liters. And the main thing with this, what I use it for, is, well, sometimes I don't have a lot of time for recording videos. Using that helps speed things up for me, so I can get more accomplished in less time. So, but as you can see, we've actually gotten the completion on the contract, and he's just finishing up the last little bit. But we can, if I was to go ahead and collect on that, the hired hand will still try to keep going, but then we'll get flagged with we don't have access to the land. And, yeah, so I'll let him finish it. You can actually see the weeds going, disappearing. And further out I zoom out, the easier it is to tell. But yeah, you can see the weeds just disappearing with that. This is an excellent way of taking care of weeds without using herbicide. So this ends up being cheaper on you in the long run, to do this, to use a weeder or, in this case, a hoe for taking care of weeds. Um, that way, you're not having the expense of herbicide. So, but a weeder can only be used on small weeds, whereas this hoe can be used on small and medium-sized weeds. If you get beyond medium-sized weeds, then that's when you have to switch over to using the herbicide to take care of the large weeds. So, but oh wow, ended up rambling on longer than I was expecting to. So, I think I'm going to call this episode here. I want to say thank you all for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, follow, leave a comment, and I hope to catch you guys next time. Take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.